Hello, welcome to Bob's Dungeon. My name's Bob, I will be your host. And a very popular genre for tabletop role-playing games is steampunk. Sometimes I've seen it done really wrong, and when it's done wrong, it really fails. And sometimes I've seen it done really right. A popular game in tabletop role-playing games is Shadowrun, which itself is made complicated by all the different rule sets going on in that game. So, in this video, we're going to talk about a game that kind of combines the Shadowrun setting, which has a great story, even though the rules are a little wonky. It combines that with the steampunk element and a rule set that people like. We're going to talk about Etherscope. This book has 283 pages and a copyright of 2005. It was published by Goodman Games, which are the same people that brought us Dungeon Crawl Classics. And all of the artwork in this book is in black and white, and it's pretty decent. So let's go ahead and look at that artwork. All of the artwork in this book is in black and white. And it's pretty decent artwork too. And it goes a long way to set a proper tone and mood for this game, with a nice steampunk look even for the cyborgs in this game. But just look at this. Who wouldn't want to drive around on a mini tank like this? It's so adorable. To play this game, what you're going to need is, of course, a copy of this core rulebook and a full set of dice. A full set of dice containing a 20-sided die, a 12-sided die, preferably two 10-sided dice for rolling both percentiles and tens, an 8-sided die, a 6-sided die, and a 4-sided die. Now, the rules in this game, it uses the D20 rules that were laid out in the 3rd edition of Dungeons & Dragons, or 3.5, whichever. And it's pretty cool. It means that character creation is pretty standard for a D20 game. The attributes you have in this game are strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. And instead of rolling for them, it uses the point buy system, in which every attribute starts with an 8, and you get 25 points to buy more points in each of the attributes. And it costs different amounts for the more points you buy. Then you pick a race. The races in this game are pretty wild. The game takes place in an alternate timeline in which there was a eugenics program, so there's a lot of DNA stuff going on. But anyway, the races are humans, which are just regular, unaltered humans. Alpha humans, which are humans that have been genetically advanced and are better. Then you have gamma humans, which are humans with rodent DNA. You have delta humans, which are humans with canine DNA. You have epsilon humans, which are humans with equine DNA, or horses for that matter. And then you have the Fae, which are a lost race that have reemerged. You may not even know who they are. But after you have your race, you then pick a social template. And it's got a bunch of different social templates in here. And your social template will give you a starting type of background and some aspects for your character, and your starting funds and stuff like that. And after that, you'll pick a class. The classes in this game are the broker, the combatant, the ingenuant, the pursuer, the savant, and the scoundrel. After that, you'll pick a personality trait. Right? Your personality traits. There are 2 personality traits in this. They are values and allegiances. And these take the place of your alignments that you'd find in other games. And it gives lists for them in here. After that, you'll get 2 feats for your character, that character generation. You'll pick your influences, which it'll give you choices of some, from your social template. And then you get a wealth bonus, which also comes from your social template. And that's pretty much character creation. Characters in this game get something called excellence points, which can be spent to alter different roles, re-roll roles, and do a couple of other things. And it explains it here and tells you how you get more as you gain levels and things you can do to gain more and so forth. But like I said, this game uses the 3rd edition rules for D20. So when you go to perform a skill, it's a 20-sided die plus bonuses from attributes and skills. And combat pretty much works the same way. Your class gives you your starting hit points, your attack bonus, your defense bonus, and your saving throws bonuses. And you make your attack with the 20-sided die against an armor class, and you add in your attack bonus. So, pretty standard for D20. There are some advanced classes in this game, and they're pretty strange. But the advanced classes are the Connector, the Cybernaut, the Explorer, the Industrialist, the Occult Investigator, the Program Crafter, the Scope Rider, the Scope Warrior, the Spy, the Street Mercenary, the Jammer, and the Thief. Like I said, this game takes place in an alternate timeline to our own, in which they scientifically proved the ether and made great discoveries with it. And because of it, certain changes took place, such as instead of the combustion engine becoming the big thing it is today, the steam engine took off, and so all the cars and stuff are powered by steam engines instead of combustion engines, because as the technology advanced, they grew smaller. And computers are replaced by the Etherscope, which is akin to the Matrix in Shadowrun. And it has rules in here for coming up with your scope avatar if you're going to spend a lot of time in the Etherscope, which they refer to as the scope. There are rules for it in here and tells you how it works and everything. But anyway, it's an alternate timeline where in the modern day, everything's still pretty much the Victorian era, only steampunky. And there are no computers because those have been replaced with the Etherscope. And you have cyborgs and stuff like that. And it's pretty cool. The game mostly takes place in the Great Metropolis, which is set in England. So that's where most of it will go down. But it does give information on other places in the world in case you want to run a game there or visit there. And for the most part, they're kind of, I don't know how to put this. They're kind of criminalized and less technologically advanced compared to the Great Metropolis. So it's kind of cool. It's got a lot of places you can explore, and that's pretty much it for it. It's got a character sheet that you can copy and use in the back. It's got some adventures in the back you can use. It's got a list of different creatures and demons and stuff that have come over from the ether, and it's just a real kind of neat steampunk type Victorian era game for you to play in if that's what you want, using the 3rd edition rules, which might be 2 editions behind, but are still very popular. Which brings me to 3 questions. Would I play a character in this game? And yes, I would play a character in this game. Would I run this game? If I had players for it, yes, I would run it. Would I recommend this game? and I would recommend it. Goodman Games puts out a lot of good stuff. I really like Dungeon Crawl Classics, and this was an earlier game of theirs, and it holds up, I think. So that's pretty much all I got to say on Etherscope right now. Thank you for joining me at a look at this game, and hopefully you'll join me next time where we'll talk about something else. Bye.